Hey Glam Fam, Linwood here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do some cornrows with hair added, just like these babies here. Let me just focus. There we go. Okay, so you guys can see here, this has hair added to it. That's what that little knot is at the beginning of the braids there. And then from there, it just goes right on down. Now, if you paid attention on my last braiding video, I showed you guys how to do feed-in braids like you see on this side of the head here, where we end up having it start off with just a natural hair and gradually add in the hair for thickness and length. Now you can see both methods give you a good degree of length there, and our mannequin's hair in this instance is only just past that neck area, so it's not a ton of length on this mannequin's hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this baby right here, and then I'll show you guys exactly how to do this. So you want to start off by having plenty of braiding hair. I have just a little bit here because I don't plan on doing a whole head for you for the tutorial, but I have Canicolon braiding hair. It is my preference to use Canicolon over a lot of other types of hair. Canicolon is most common, and it's just because it's versatile. You can get it in several different textures. It's soft, but it's also able to easily be manipulated to look like whatever you want it to look like. You can reshape it with heat, with hot water, all sorts of stuff. So you'll see that it is more prevalently used in our industry. Now they do have Toyocolon, and Toyocolon, it looks really silky and nice, but it actually cuts the fingers up more when you braid. And on top of that, it's not as versatile. It doesn't curl well. It does not burn well. It just doesn't work well to seal the ends of those braids. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the mannequin over here in just a moment, but I'm gonna start off by selecting out a section of hair. So out of my bundle, I just went ahead and pulled out a section of hair, and it's just, I don't know if you guys can kind of see the thickness there that is. I don't want to grab a ton of hair. It doesn't have to be extremely thick. A lot of people make the mistake of feeling like you have to have it really thick and chunky. Okay, so from there, I'm gonna actually just begin by stretching this hair. And the way that I'm gonna stretch this hair is take it by both ends and then just gradually pull and let that hair stretch out. What that does, it makes it to where it's a bit longer, and also will taper that length down on the end so you don't end up with this blunt end to the hair. Because most of the time, our ends, if we're getting it braided, are not going to end in a blunt section. Now from there, I'm gonna go ahead and move this baby over, and I'll go ahead and get the camera adjusted, and we'll continue with the tutorial. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna be starting off at the front here, and as you guys know, if you watched my last cornrowing video, I do not care for straight back braids. I just don't think that they're flattering to the head at all. So I don't do straight back braids that are flowing like this. Instead, I usually put some sort of angle on there. I feel like it's more flattering to the head shape, and it just gives you a nicer feel and end result. So I'm gonna go ahead and come in here and just round out this section. I'm just sectioning off this hair. For this, you're going to need your duckbill clips as well as your butterfly clips, and you'll see those here in just a moment. But we're just going to go ahead and round it out. Don't forget, the crown area of the head is the widest area, so you really want to go wider here, and the nape is typically the most narrow area. So you want to start off a little bit thinner in the fringe area, wider in the crown, and thin again in the nape area down back. So just so you know, the nape area is actually the area of the neck. It's just beneath the occipital bone in the back of the head. All right, so once we have that sectioned off, we're just gonna go ahead and section the rest of this out of our way. Clip it really firmly, especially with straight hair, because straight hair tends to have a lot more flyaways. So you want to make sure that your grip and everything is fantastic on that. Otherwise, you're going to have some really messy looking braids. From there, just to keep some of those extra flyaways back, I'm going to go ahead and pin with my duckbill clip. This is also great, even if someone has more textured hair, you want to use your duckbills to kind of keep those shorter hairs and things out of the way. So it does serve multiple purposes there. All right, so as I showed you on my box braiding video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you now how to separate this hair out. And we're gonna start off by taking about a section of hair like this. I'm gonna select some hair out, and I want this section I'm picking to be about half of what I'm selecting for the rest of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and section that out and let it focus back in. All right, so from here I'm gonna take my thin strand, I'm gonna wrap it around the thick strand and add it to itself. So that's going to make 3 strands. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay? I'm just tension that knot to hold it nice and firm. I'm gonna go ahead and grip it just like I would for a cornrow. So I've got my hair gripped within my 3 strands there. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and start by just picking up a small piece of hair right up here, and I'm going to place my middle strand right in with that and just add it into that section I already have. So it's being pinched right into that hair, okay? And from there, I wanna make sure I get that pulled down as close to the scalp as possible. Keep your grip tight. And when I say your grip, I mean your grip between the fingers, not how tight you're pulling the hair at the scalp. My goal is not to cause the client discomfort. I want to ensure that I'm getting that braid itself tight, not pulling that hair tight from the scalp. Once I get that, I'm just gonna go ahead and hold tightly, and notice how close my fingers are from the scalp. I don't want to back those fingers up until I get that knot locked in place. So I'm just gonna gradually begin to braid that section of hair, just like so. And it's now beginning to feel like it's locked in place. So hopefully you guys can kind of see there's no sliding on the front of that knot, which is excellent. Let me go ahead and come through this here real quick. So once we have that, I can then just go ahead and begin braiding right on down the section here. So we want to just continue on with our braiding pattern. Now, anytime you're coming through the curvature of the head, you're turning that braid, anything, just make sure that you're positioning your hands in the direction that you want that braid to turn, or you're positioning your body position that way. By changing the position of your body and your hands, it's directing that hair which way you want it to turn, and it just acts a bit better for you instead of you trying to just braid along the part line. If you change that body position, you'll notice those braids will work out quite a bit better. So we're just continuing that all the way down, and then of course, anytime you're rounding out a curve like right in here, you want to tighten up that grip a little bit and possibly even pull just a little bit more snug. You'll notice that it'll keep your braids from looking like they have been through hail and high water. We don't need that. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue on. Let me turn her a bit here so you can see a bit better. And I'm continuing with my section that I already had parted out for you just a moment ago. Just continue right on down. Now, of course, if you're a beginning braider, I would not recommend that this is a video that you watch. I would recommend first that you watch my video on underhand braiding to learn how to do that. Then from there, move on to the video on Dutch braiding. From there, move on to cornrowing, and then from there be able to work on cornrowing with hair added. By the way, if you're one of those people that refers to it as weave, keep in mind if you're in the industry, people pay more for extensions and commercial hair than they do for weave. Your terminology is everything. So once I've done that, I'm just gonna go ahead, continue braiding it down all the way to the nape area, and let me back you up just a little bit. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm just gonna continue braiding all the way to the ends. Now, of course, you'll notice when you get to the ends of the natural hair, you have to tighten up your grip quite a bit, and you honestly have to tighten up the braid quite a bit. So I'll kind of show you what I mean here in just a moment. Now, if it is natural hair that has a kink or a coil to it, you'll notice that you won't have as many issues. But with straight hair, people tend to have a lot more issues with keeping those ends from popping out. So if you notice you're having that issue, lightly mist with water, and that way it's gonna give the hair a little bit more texture for you to hold to. It allows you to get that hair in there nice and clean and not have to worry about as many of those ends trying to pop out, things of that nature. So we just wanna make sure that we're keeping focus on how smooth we keep those ends in there and just continue working through that process. And then once you get past the natural hair, you can honestly loosen up that braid a bit and braid quite a bit faster than you were doing before. So hopefully you guys can kind of see here what exactly I'm talking about. Now, don't forget, as you get in closer to this nape, it helps with your client to tilt the head forward. Really, anytime you get past the ear, you want to tilt the head forward. And that way, it stretches the skin out at the nape. And when they tilt their head down later, you're not going to have to worry about it feeling like you're snatching their hair out. So hopefully you guys have found this video informative. If so, let me know what you think in the comment box below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay glam, you guys. Take care, and God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.